Well, it's our slightly different looking cafe, but we're continuing our theme of looking at the very top, the most viewed videos on our YouTube channel, Family First's YouTube channel. And well, so far we've had two around the abortion issue. One of them in particular had 1.8 million views. And then we've also had the infamous two videos related to Jessica then Tova, a bit of a quirky look at the way that media conferences are held amongst the media. But now we're looking at a completely different issue, but has also been very popular on our YouTube channel, and that was during the cannabis referendum in 2020. And as we travelled around the country campaigning on this issue and also the euthanasia referendum, we were showing a video of Jake, and it was a powerful video which really struck home to people's concerns about what would happen if we legalized cannabis, especially with cannabis with its increasing potency, its high THC levels. And Jake went to university to study neuroscience and psychology, and he ended up getting cannabis-induced psychosis and dropping out, and he became the front person for NORML, which is the National Organisation for the Reform of Marijuana Laws, a very pro-legalisation group. So it's a very ironic story, but it's very powerful. It tells the concerns about what could have happened if people had voted yes and we ended up legalising cannabis. Fortunately, the no vote won. But here is the video. This is Jake's story.
I started really smoking marijuana when I was like 18. I'd actually gone to university to study to try and become a doctor. First year of university I actually didn't smoke at all. I had no interest in marijuana. Second year I met a guy in, I think it was a neurobiology class, and he was involved in NORML. And NORML's the National Organisation for the Reform of Marijuana Laws. And they're obviously very pro-legalisation. So I end up doing quite a lot of promo work for them. Not because anyone asked me to, but because I was just like, weed is so awesome, I want people to smoke it. So 420 in the States is the police code for marijuana. So if they say, we've got a 420 in progress, that's a marijuana incident. So every Friday at 420, it started with 5 people when I started kind of pushing it, and we ended up 50 or 60 people on campus. I used to do quite funny things. I'd go into lecture theatres. There'd be like a whiteboard behind, like as everyone was gathering, stand behind the whiteboard, draw a weed leaf, and my claim to fame is I could do it in 7 seconds. And then do the 420 Friday. Turn it around as the lecture theatre was full, and just before the lecturer was there, and just walk out. Halfway through second year, I increased the amount of smoking drastically. So I'd wake and bake, which is get high. And at the end, I was probably getting quite high 3 times a day, and not just like having a small joint. I'd go very high. Pushed myself to see kind of as almost like, because I was like, I'm doing psychology, I'm doing neuroscience, let's see what my brain can do, and kind of try and maintain an objective perspective. Around exam time, I started having pretty severe effects. I'd wake up and I wasn't breathing. There might have been some other stuff going on as well, but my walk became weird. I forgot how to walk properly. I had to think left foot, right foot, left foot, right foot. And so I kind of stumbled around and my eyes started staring, and just had this kind of zombie gaze. Drug taking is, by its nature, it becomes a bit of a competitive sport among some people. I don't know anyone who regularly smokes weed as a stoner who hasn't taken something harder. So I got to exams and I was melting down. I had to leave university. I remember trying to prep for an exam, and I was reading just one A4 page of stuff on, it was a neuroscience exam, or psychology, can't remember which one, but again, the irony. So I went back home just before I left, went round to a friend's place. We were smoking a huge amount. We smoked some hash as well, which is just THC essentially. And then I got home and I did some buckies and went home, and I remember one point where I just couldn't feel my heartbeat anymore. I couldn't feel air coming in my lungs, and I was like, I'm dying. Just this massive wave of blackness came over top of me, and I fell out of my body. And yeah, as soon as I smoke, I'd just hear voices yelling at me, "You're a effing loser, you're a piece of, look at that guy." And like, the time where I actually was like, oh my gosh, like it kind of snapped all of a sudden. I was like, there's something dreadfully wrong here. I was chasing voices around the house. So I was hearing voices, and I remember there's a thing called Test the Nation that was on TV at the time. And it was a national IQ test. And I breezed through college, I breezed through first year of university, passed without a huge amount of effort. I got A's consistently without trying too hard. And I remember going on this Test the Nation thing, and my IQ had dropped 30 points. So I started being smart, and then I ended up being pretty stupid. Ended up going on antipsychotics and antidepressants, which obviously really helped. I got to the point where I was just like, I'm improving a lot. I had my amazing friends around me, and then having an amazing family who supported me, and I had an amazing caseworker, had a psychiatrist as well. Haven't smoked weed for probably almost 13 or 14 years. There is obviously that huge irony that I was studying neuroscience and psychology, and I ended up getting drug-induced psychosis. I thought because I was studying neuroscience and psychology that I could control what was going on. Didn't understand how deeply addicted I was and how damaging this was until it was too late, until I had started hearing things and seeing things that weren't real, and until I was depressed and anxious and pushing people away from me that I shouldn't have, and dropping out of university and things like that. There is significant harm in marijuana. I know that from my own life. I know that from the lives of other people. I've seen it directly. If we legalise for recreational use, you're going to get an increase of people smoking weed, and no doubt about it. And you're also going to get an increase of mental health problems. To do something so counterproductive in the name of, because everyone else is, everyone smokes weed, we might as well make it legal. It's like, that's stupidity at its extreme, really.